Now, before you tweet in saying how bad my sense of direction is, don't worry, I already know that. But it does go to show just how much travel apps can help us get about, especially in parts of town we don't know too well. And when you're out on Easter weekend, there is a little bit of a chance you will have had something to drink. So what better time to go through some of my favourite London travel apps to get you all home safe? Now, first up is the one I used in the video, and probably the daddy of travel apps. It's City Mapper. It is pretty good. It does everything you need it to do. Just pick a destination. It'll tell you the best routes to get there, the fastest, ones that just go on tubes or buses, and even routes that keep you out of the rain. The amount of times I've used this for a way I never would have thought of to get home is absolutely ridiculous. Now, here is one that is a little bit niche, but it is absolute genius. It's called Tube Exit, and you put in the station you're at and where you're going, and the app tells you where you need to stand to get out right by the stairs at your destination. It might only save you a few seconds, but it is massively satisfying when the doors just open and whoosh, you're straight through out the door. And finally, there's a really good taxi app you might well have heard of already. It's called Halo, and it shows you the black cabs in your area and lets you order one to where you're standing. Now, this is particularly good if you're in a side road which doesn't get much traffic down it. You can also set your bank card on it, so if you haven't got any cash or you've spent it all, don't worry, you can still get a cab. So what's going to happen to travel apps in the future? Well, earlier on, I spoke to Tony Sandler from What Now Travel, London's official tourist app. I didn't even know we had one of those, about what the next steps are for our phones.
I think the big next progression is everyone has their own individual phone, and you're starting to see this a bit with some of the services Google offered, but there's going to be a big move towards personalization. You can start to learn what people like, what they do, try and preempt certain things, help curate the experiences in a slightly better way. So you don't necessarily need to input as much information to get the maximum value out of the app that you can. Paper maps are a product of a bygone era, and I think what we're replacing at the moment is people get up in the morning, they go to the hotel concierge and they're like, what shall I do today? And the hotel concierge gives them a paper map, puts 2 crosses on it and says, you are here and you go here. And you set off en route, not having any idea what there is to see really around there or detour, or use your phone for the transit kind of stuff that maybe you would do back home. And you won't really use a paper map that much back home now with all the kind of the various apps and services, be it Google Maps, City Mapper, all this stuff that we get used to. So why, when you go abroad, do you want to use a paper map?